Welcome guys back to another episode. We're gonna dive straight into today's thread. Here we go. He's a 10 but he replies late. What is he?
A 0.
Facts. But then it's kind of hard to say, but you'll be saying they're a 0, yeah, and then they message your phone and you're excited and you're like, oh
yeah, of course, but
a little eye roll, but then you're messaging them right back.
100%. In my head, I'll be just about nodding off and then boom, you want to text my phone, you wake me right back up. But really and truly, you should be going right back to sleep, not be waking yourself up. Okay? He should be texting you during the day.
But are you replying?
Are you replying? No.
Don't lie. You basically was gonna just say yeah. She's
Yeah,
gonna reply.
we would.
So we're both gonna be wearing the clown emoji here. Okay, someone agrees with you.
Actually, wait,
0.
pause. No, I wouldn't, because now my mindset, how it is now, I would say no. Carry on.
But I was asking you reference now and you didn't say no straight away.
Leave me alone, man. What did the guy with the 0 say?
No, someone agreed with you.
Oh.
It's like a 0. He replies late. Clown play. Oh no. She tagged him. Look. She tagged him and put he's a 0 because he replies late with the clown. She baited him out.
She didn't care. She was like, this is a comment that I can relate to and I'm going to drag you down.
Drag you in it. Like, you need to know loud and clear.
Yeah.
Publicly.
She was ready for all the little fun warriors to come out and start at him.
Someone put a narcissistic. Is that how you say it?
A narcissistic. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess this is the realest of the realists, right? Not interested in you, cry face.
It's true.
Is it true though?
100%.
Because guys will be like, I'm really bad at replying.
It's just a dumb excuse. Like, please, are you a vampire? Like, let's just not. You have time. You have time to actually just send a text back. Or communicate with me. Express out, oh, I've got a really busy day, X, Y, and Z. We all know.
If they wanted to, they would, right?
Exactly.
But I like to ignore that with certain situations. Moving on swiftly.
No,
someone put, this is my vibe. This is my vibe. A 10 with a life, question mark.
A 10 with a life?
Like, he's a 10 because he has a life, you know. It's like, I understand.
Oh, that is delusional at its finest.
It's the fact that she puts a question mark on the end. Like, she knew she had to, she knew this was not right. But
that is so funny.
It's what you tell yourself to sleep at night, right? So you continue replying. Someone said a distant memory.
That's okay. As long as it's a distant memory. No, it should just be a permanent memory. That's fine.
Someone said blocked.
Love that energy. Keep it going. Yes.
What are we? But are we? Okay. We're blocking, but are we permanently blocking? Are we just doing it? You know, what's it called? Intrusive thoughts, or like when you react instantly to something.
Oh,
like you're annoyed, yeah. So you just like,
so
you're
just
gonna
heat
block.
of the moment.
Yeah, heat of the moment. You block them, but then you're like, oh, okay, I've calmed down. Now let me unblock them and reply.
Well, no, guys, because how many sleepless nights are you gonna get when they want to message you late at night and it's messing up your sleeping schedule? Okay.
It's worth it though, no? I'm joking.
Hell no,
I'm
it ain't.
Not.
Hell no, it ain't. If we want to talk, we're gonna talk on my schedule timing as well, not just yours. Don't hit me up at night time because it's convenient for you and Sammy and I'm trying to think of Rebecca and Bethany ain't replying to you, so you want to come hit up my line.
Oh,
I just came
the
up with
other
random
girls.
names, guys.
That is very random names.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, who's Sammy? Because like, as far as I'm like, you don't have a friend called Sammy unless something has changed in the last like 24 hours.
No.
Okay, someone said, we're gonna end on this one. He's not my problem anymore, but with a cry face. You know when you have to tell yourself, like, if you want to make change, you've got to make change now.
I love that. That takes a lot of willpower.
It does.
You should be proud of yourself. That's a lot.
Definitely. Okay, so then I guess the following main topic today is tips for single life. So I'll let you to roll with this. I know normally you do roll first, but I want you to roll with this one first because I'm intrigued to see what you're gonna say.
Okay, I would say discover yourself.
Okay, well, can we give it a little bit of insight? So like, how long have you, obviously I know you're currently in a relationship right now, but before, how long was you kind of single? Like, what's the length of time you've been single? Because I feel like that's quite valid in terms of tips for single life, right? Or no?
No, I
don't
wouldn't
think
say
so.
so.
I think what's the longest you've been single for?
Oh God, don't ask me that. I don't really know.
1 week. I'm joking.
No. Definitely, I would say a year and a bit. I would say I would say so. But
Okay.
but I've been single, but I was like dating.
Oh,
so that's
okay,
why
right.
I would say definitely, I would say, or maybe even 2 years, I would say.
When
But
was
I
this
was
2 years?
dating.
Just give me like years. Like give me
I
like
would
school
say,
times. Like
like-
was it secondary, sixth form, uni? Give me.
I want to say secondary. No, maybe, I don't know,
What?
guys. Don't reference me now.
If anyone watching that knows you, they'll be like, "Girl,
Actually-
you're lying because you're my girl." Between
No,
this time
for
and this
real,
time.
literally. But I have a really bad memory anyways.
Oh,
But
so do I.
maybe, actually, no, I want to say sixth form. I would say sixth form. I want to
Sixth
say,
form.
yeah, because no, it definitely was sixth form actually, because I remember.
I feel like that might make more sense
because you're not I was.
I think I want to agree with you and say sixth
Oh,
form.
all I would say is tips for single life. Enjoy being single for starters. I know it can get lonely, but just embrace it, okay? Because next thing you know, you'll have an annoying person texting on your phone every single day. Don't worry, but we love it though.
So where you had to add
I'm joking. No, it's not annoying. I love it. Just like enjoy, get to know yourself, experiment where you kind of know like what you then want in a relationship as well.
Okay.
Because sometimes I think
What do you mean by
people
break that
just-
down a bit? What do you mean experiment? Like, are you talking in terms of like dating
It could
people
be-
so you can see what other? Is that how you're gonna?
Yeah, I would say maybe
experience
try.
that?
Like, but I guess everyone has different ways of like experimenting. But I think from my previous experience, I would say where I like dated other people. From what I've taken from that, I'd be like, okay, cool. This is definitely not what I want
What
in
you
a
want.
guy.
Okay.
And then kind of just keep that in the back of my mind and be like, okay, cool, and then just
Go from there.
Or sometimes I would actually see things as well, like just like things that I read, and it's like, oh, okay, that's just insightful. Yeah, that's what I would say. But then again, at the same time, just because you're single, don't allow any and everyone to have access to you. Hold yourself well.
Definitely.
But I guess it depends on like how you choose to live. But
that's true.
But I would just personally say, just always carry yourself well. Don't always just respect yourself and hold yourself up well. Yeah. I don't really know. What would you really say? I'm intrigued why you wanted me to lead that one.
Because I want to see what you was gonna say, but I feel like I agree with most of your points. Obviously, I'm currently single. I've been single for 1 year and 5 months. The longest time, guys.
She knew.
Single.
She knew. Wow. Okay, go on.
Girl, I'm single. I'm a lover girl, so I love being in a relationship. I love having someone. So listen, I know the days.
Okay, fair
I know
enough.
the days. I know the dates. And actually, today is actually officially 1 year 5 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I know, because I'm just like sat here
That is
keeping count
amazing.
for myself,
And
right?
especially for a lover girl as well. Hats off to you.
First time ever in my life, because if you know me from back in the day, I just couldn't be single. I would always have to be like with someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, going strong, and I'm gonna keep on going. And the one quote that keeps on playing in my head, which isn't originally Kim's, but you know when she said I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy.
Oh yeah.
Every time I talk to someone or whatever, or something happens, or if I'm like lonely or whatever, I'm like, I did not come this far and like not to be happy. Like I need to keep on going. Like it's gonna be worth it in the end, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But in terms of tips, I would say personally for me, I feel like I agreed with a lot of things you've said, like experience things. So I have I wouldn't say dated people, but I have gotten close with some people. And I've seen how they treat me, and I'm like, okay, I really like that aspect. Like I've never had that before. Okay, I want to look for that in like my future husband, for example. And I've been close with other people where I'm like, okay, red flag. I do not want that.
Yeah.
It seems a bit toxic. I'm only getting older. I have not got time for any of the toxicity and child behavior. So definitely experiencing. Personally, that's what I've done. So I know what I want for future reference.
Okay.
Getting to know yourself. Because I was in my relationship when I was in secondary school. So I was in like year 9. So how old was I? Like 14? 14. I was like 14 years old. I'm now 25. So I feel like
my gosh.
I never really got to know who I was as a person individually without having someone there.
Yeah.
So in this year and 5 months, I've learned, you know, what I'm into, what I'm not into. Kind of reconnecting with myself when I was before I was in year 9 basically.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy because I've gone back to how I used to be before I dated.
I was just about to say that.
But I'm more knowledgeable, I'm more aware of the world. Yeah. So I'm really happy I've reconnected with my younger self again, but I'm just like a better version, like I'm more mature.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because I'll be so honest, like watching your transition.
Yeah.
You're like, she's like flourishing and she's glowing and she's just like, I would say you're a lot more bubbly. Like you're very, she does not take herself that serious anymore. Oh, and I love that. Girl, I honestly do. Like she'll be singing in the shops.
I'll be singing
in the shops. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, girl, but she's just doing her thing. And I'm like, do you know what? Do you, innit? Because I've never seen, like, I've not really known this side of you. Yeah. Because I've known your relationship, that self of you for so long. But it's like now I've like seen this side of you. It's like, I love this Jade. Like, this Jade is the Jade that we need. Yeah. And that whoever you get with needs to extend this jadeness that you are currently in right now, because this is just you. Yeah, and it suits you.
I love when people acknowledge things about me. Yeah, it's like, so cute.
Honestly, it's such personal growth.
We don't air hug, but I don't want to like move the position and everything.
Yeah, no. But yeah, honestly, it's amazing.
So yeah, and also one thing is like, I've noticed, you know, like growing up, I've always been very dependent on Paige. Even though she's the younger sister, I'll be so dependent on you. But now I've learned, okay, cool, like I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go. So I would never go shops by myself, guys. Like I would not go food shopping by myself. I would not go if I needed like anything, like clothes or anything like that. I would not go to the shopping mall. Like I would always be like, okay, when someone's free, I would always go with someone. I've always basically been very dependent on others, but now I pretty much do everything by myself.
She's an independent girly, and we love that.
Clothes shop? Did I say food shop twice? I shop by myself and I do everything. I even go to the gym by myself. It gets lonely sometimes and I'm like, I need someone to carry my weights, but I make it work. So yeah, definitely one massive tip is for me is to definitely step outside your comfort zone. When you're single, do things that you wouldn't normally do and explore, because then that's when you get to experience new things and you get to learn different things about yourself. I've also done solo traveling as well. So that's been so much fun and so much like eye-opening, and like sound baths and all those things, like all the things I haven't done before. I've started doing. And before, when I was in a relationship, I did travel a lot. I love Europe. I love just staying within Europe, and yes, I like visit Paris like 100 times and never get bored of it. But I've been doing that now. Like, even though I did that in my relationship, I still do it now, and it's just crazy to think, oh, I've been in these places with like my ex, but it's like, well, I'm creating new memories now. Like I'm restamping everything, and it's not about what I used to do with them. It's not about me and them anymore. It's about me. So that's how I look at things. Like stop like reminiscing about them and just think, no, this is my life. This is what I've got to do for myself, and just reclaiming that, I don't know, like that energy, that power, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I feel like you said, trying new things, experiencing different life things, that's like basically the same thing in the same sentence. What else is there? I'm trying to think.
I think you kind of covered all of them, because like you spoke about, which is another thing you said about activities like sound baths and just doing things that that you wouldn't normally do, like stepping out of your comfort zone, which I think is very, very crucial, because you learn a lot about yourself and you get to see a different side of you, which you're not used to seeing. Yeah, no, definitely. So, yeah. And I feel like even, that's what I wanted to comment on. At the beginning when I asked you what your thoughts were, you said, oh, I know it gets lonely. There's a song, and I can't remember what artist it is, but she says, I'm not lonely, I'm just alone. And I love that, because it's like, yeah, you're single, but you're not lonely. You don't need anyone. You're not needing someone. You're alone because you're by yourself and you're single, and you're enjoying yourself and getting to know yourself. So, yeah. But don't get me wrong, sometimes being single gets lonely. You're like, oh, you wish you had someone like on the weekend to go and do this with someone. And even if you have friends and you go out and do friends, it's a different vibe, isn't it? Of course, like it's a different vibe between with your friends and with your like partner. But like I said, I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy. Exactly. So we're gonna keep holding out until my husband just comes around the corner and comes and collects me, which makes me laugh, because you know those memes, when everyone's like, the good girls are all indoors and not outside. And then like, how do you expect to find your future partner? And I'm like, they're gonna knock on my front door.
No one ain't knocking my front door.
Imagine?
At this point, it'll be my every delivery guy. And he's an older man. He probably has wife and kids, so definitely not.
No, not the every man.
Basically, no one ain't knocking on the door. Unless you know where I live, then, you know. But anyways.
That would be a bit of a red flag. But yeah.
But yeah, just enjoy getting yourself, enjoy getting to know yourself again. Especially if you was in a long relationship. And yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say. So, are we moving on to our Reddit?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, this is our closing. So, am I an asshole for wanting my wife to drive before we have kids? Hi Reddit, first time using this, bear with me. Okay, I'm assuming this is a male. So my wife wants to have kids before she didn't know how is now certain. That's not reading correct, is it? So I wanted to have kids, but now she didn't know, but it's now she didn't know before, but now she's certain that she doesn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
I'm still on the fence, but pretty sure we will go for it. She's expecting me to give a definite yes or no in the upcoming days. So far, no issue. But the only person I want to be with... Okay, so she's the only person I want to be with and have a family with. But she does not drive, and she's not planning to sit a test. This will mean that every school run, doctor's appointment, sport events, etc., I'll always be the one responsible for driving. Am I an asshole if I say, let's do it, but only if you pass your test? Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I don't think you should think you're an arsehole, because I think
you are.
Stepping into parenthood, you have to think of all these things.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you know, you think of the most severe scenario in your head, and obviously... You know, like, for example, say if like you was at work and your child needs to go to A&E,
or just like a doctor's appointment during school hours,
and it's like you can't
maybe leave work.
Yeah, she would need to learn to drive, and I think maybe I wouldn't give her an ultimatum like that. I would just kind of say like, oh, like just sit her down and express your worries and your concerns.
Yeah,
and I'd like to think, considering you're both at a chapter where you're considering having children, she would also be like, do you know what, babe, like, fair enough, okay, cool, I'm actually gonna get my test done, so that's just one less thing, so that way we have two people that both of us are able to drive. Yeah, because it's true, like, imagine having to stress about, oh, you're the only one that can drive in the family, and you just gotta it's a bit, but I mean, some people do make it work.
Some people do, though, because not both parents would drive.
But if you have the opportunity to be able to book a test and, you know, like, practice, then I would say definitely do it. Definitely. It would just be more convenient if you have if both of you can drive rather than just one person. What about you?
No, I agree. So I feel like, you're not an arsehole, and I feel like with parenthood, I don't know, I feel like it should be shared responsibility.
100%, yeah.
It should be shared responsibility in the circumstances that make sense in your situation. For example, like finances. If one person gets paid more than the other, there's no 50-50 cut. It's based on, you know, what makes sense for that circumstance. So with driving, I feel like it comes down to convenience, but I don't think you should put it towards like an ultimatum, like you said. I think it should be a conversation where you sit down and be like, right, these are my concerns because you don't drive. You know, what do we actually do? Let's play out a scenario. Like you said, if our kid was in school and they had a doctor's appointment, but I'm in work up in the city, how will that work if I can't get time off? And she might be like, I don't know, she'll catch the bus, or, you know, if it was an emergency, that's not going to be the most realistic, and maybe cabs will be quite costly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like if you sit down and have a conversation like that, rather than being like, oh, I'll do this if you do this. It will come across a lot more kind of a civil conversation.
Yeah, definitely more civil, understand, and you're more likely to reach a better outcome than if you was to kind of give an ultimatum, because some people might get their backs up and
defensive over it. But then at the same time, we don't know what the situation might be in the background, because she might have had some, like, you know, some people don't, like, for example, our nan, I don't actually know why, but she doesn't drive. She's never taken a driving test, so our granddad always drove her around. But then I don't know. Yeah, she doesn't. She never did a test. She was a passenger princess. Love that. You know, I would love to be a passenger princess, but I do like driving a car. But what I'm trying to say is some people have like car accidents, so they or something traumatic might have happened, so that's why they're not really on driving, or they don't want to. So then in that circumstances, you know,
that's a little bit different. Then.
Yeah,
I guess if that's the case and you know that they have a traumatic reason, hence why they don't want to like drive, then I think you should just then find someone who you both know that is reliable. Like it might
as
be
a backup.
Yeah, just like worst case, like you know, it might be your mum, someone that can just is not too far away, that if anything was to happen and you weren't around, there's someone that can take them to A and B. But obviously that would have to be a conversation that you would have to have with the other person you're expecting to drive you around for whatever reason, because you can't just always assume that that person's going to be free.
So I feel like definitely it would be, you're not an asshole, just make sure you go about it in the right way. So sit down to have a conversation and just kind of get to understand, why is the reason you don't drive? Is like, why don't you want to drive? Or like, and the conversation can develop, and then afterwards she might actually be like, oh, I never actually, because sometimes you don't, when someone questions you something, you don't actually think about A, B, D and Z or whatever.
It's true.
And when they bring it to light, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't actually think about that. That makes sense. Like, and then the conversation rolls from there, and then you see eye to eye and it's all great. So yeah, I don't think you're an arsehole. Just sit down and have
definitely not an arsehole. Just be sensitive, sit down, communicate, and hopefully everything should go smoothly after having a conversation like that. Oh, I couldn't get my words out.
It's like me too. But yeah, cool. Do you have anything else to say, or we're wrapping it up? Amazing. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe
and share,
and we'll see you guys in our next episode.
Bye guys.
Cool. Bye.
I was gonna start singing.
Go on then.
But I don't know if I was gonna get copyright for it.
What was you gonna sing, Rose?
I was gonna, it's not really
you
singing.
ain't sound like no artist.
Wow.
Because they're not gonna...
Someone's dampering on my... I was gonna say dreams, but it's not a dream.
Oh, because I was gonna say moon. I was like, okay, well then leave. The door's there.
Wow.
And if I'm damping on dreams, the door's there.
Someone's being cutthroat.
I ain't got time for it today. I'm joking. Joking, guys. Are you clearing your throat to sing?
No, but I was singing in my head actually.
I'm waiting for you.
Do you know why?
You're out of the shot again.
So I can't help it.
Paige can't help herself. She likes to be on the corner. I'm like, and you end up working your way over to the damn corner. So can we be?
It's just like gravity just wants to pull me. I can't help it.
Pull you what way? Gravity don't pull you that way, mate.
Just let science be science in my head.
That's not science then, is it?
But it's my
why
science.
you failed.
I didn't actually fail. I actually passed science with flying colours.
What's flying colours? Can we define flying colours?
We can all have our own definition of what we mean by
well, I passed science. I passed science
because she had a tutor.
Yeah, I had a private tutor. Yes. And what?
Not all of us had a private tutor. I just had a flipping AQA textbook.
Well,
and a highlighter. That's what I had. But it's okay.
That's not my fault. Blame your parents. Blame our parents.
I was gonna say something, but it's okay.
Okay, right. Well, then I think we should start talking about child trauma and stuff. Is that child trauma?
I don't know. Let's
childhood. Stop talking about certain childhood stuff. Okay.